You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Good day, sir. How are you?
Good day to you, too. I'm fantastic.
Nice.
I'm fantastic. A couple of pretty stellar birthdays today.
Oh, who do we have?
Our man, Stevie Wonder.
Aww.
Celebrating, Stevie. Get a designated driver. Dennis Rodman has a birthday today. I'm just going to let that lay there.
I don't know what just happened.
It's like a beached carp. Former Chicago Bull rebound genius, the Worm, Dennis Rodman, celebrating today. Also, our United States unofficial ambassador to North Korea. So
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, which is kind of scary.
he's got a full plate. And, oh my gosh, you know him, you hate him. Jim Jones,
Oh, really?
cult leader of the People's Temple. You may remember Jim from Jonestown.
Don't drink his Kool-Aid.
Managed to take out 900 plus people.
Yikes.
You know, it is Kool-Aid. However, most of the flavor packets they found were actually Flavor Aid.
Oh, so that wasn't Kool-Aid.
But it is that situation, that dark moment in history where the term "don't drink the Kool-Aid"
That's
came
right.
from.
Yeah.
That's what launched that
Crazy.
that whole slogan. What else is going on here? It was 1950. The very first Diners Club credit cards were issued.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they are now Diners Club International. It's a big deal. So
You know how that started, Dan?
I do not actually, but I guess you're going to tell me.
Well, it was the first credit card. They'd never had that before. And there was a dude that went to dinner and realized when he was sitting there, I don't have money.
That has happened to me.
Yeah. And then he came up with the concept of, we should have a system where I can just say, hey, I'll pay you later. And they're like, okay. And he came up with a Diners Club.
Really?
Yeah. How cool is that?
Oh man, who doesn't love just crushing debt?
Credit cards of the world, according to John.
And I have to bring this up.
Sponsored by Better Credit
I have to
Cards.
bring this up just because, and I know I'm the only one in this room that misses his sports.
Oh, yeah.
Major League Baseball is on hold. The good news is they're planning on firing up about a half season on June 4th.
Nice.
Major
be
Leagues
fun.
normally play 162 games. Regular season, their thing is going to be 80 games. So
Okay.
it's going to be kind of weird. But it was this day in 1955, New York Yankee Mickey Mantle slaps three consecutive home runs.
Sweet.
That's pretty rare, isn't it?
Each back-to-back home runs in the same game, and every one of them flew over 460 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, keep in mind your average center field fence is around 400 feet or so.
Nice.
So yeah, he crushed every one of them. That game happened against the Detroit Tigers. After that game, Detroit Tigers pitcher was taken out back, killed, and they sent the family a canned ham. That's what they used to do back in the day. Just thought I'd mention that.
I believe most of what you just said. I don't know about that last part.
Well, keep in mind, in back then, 1955, Mickey Mantle, who was just one of the greats.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the greats like ever. He was pulling down $25,000 a year.
Which was a lot of money back then, but nothing compared to what people are making nowadays.
Oh, for instance, the Yankees' new first baseman, been around a little while, not real long. He seems to be pretty good. His name's Mike Ford. He's clocking in at about $600,000 a year.
Yeah.
For the Yankees, that ain't a whole lot of dough. They've got
I think the Towel Boy makes that now.
yeah, the Yankees' payroll this season is $246 million.
Whoa.
So there you go. Yeah, and they've just got half a season coming up, so pretty incredible stuff. There you go. Now you know.
No, we do. We know a lot. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by Sioux Falls Notaries. Sioux Falls Notary is excited to help you. We have many happy customers, like Josh. What was your experience like?
By far the best notary experience I've ever had.
So have you ever worked with any other notary in the past?
Never used a notary before, no.
What was the most memorable part of working with Sioux Falls Notary?
Heidi Jean was so well dressed, it made me wish I would have wore pants.
Come as you are with your notary needs. Sioux Falls Notary will meet or beat any other notary offer.
I was very impressed they actually honored my homemade coupon I brought from home.
Call Heidi Jean at 605-933-1980. Formerly 99-cent notary, 98-cent notary, $1.25 notary, anytime notary, Notary World, and Yes Sirree Notary.
Now, more than ever, you need a credit card that offers what you need. Some cards have high rates. cards. Some have annual fees. Some are just not very good. Usually people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes. You may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card probably won't tell you, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Morning.
Something's tickling him.
Ranger Dan a little off the rails right out of the chute there.
What are you drinking over there?
Click myself. How you doing, John? That's great. Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
Oh, Heidi, my little ray of sunshine. Oh, Heidi, a little interesting note here to get things going on the way into the studio. I managed to eat an entire bag of Skittles. Want to taste the rainbow? I'm a kidder. Put the knife down, John. We're all friends here. We're all little radio rangers. Time to serious up a little bit. You know, the past week or so, we've been, springtime, talking about critters and various little mating rituals. And critters got to make little critters, so there can be critters. That's all there is.
That's right.
It's called the cycle of life. We're going to get into the insect world here, which I think is pretty darn interesting. If you're familiar with what's known as a millipede.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
A millipede. They
Not a
live
fan.
in the dark. They live in the damp, little corners, crevices. They're not dangerous. They don't bite you, nothing like that. But there are over 1,700 different species of millipedes on the planet.
Nasty little
We're going
things.
to talk a little bit what they get up to. You know, they can live between 7 and 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And after about 2 to 5 years, they're ready to make little millipedes. Yep, it's a true story. Millipedes can have up to, 100 legs. They've been counted up to 1,200 legs.
Wow.
Least amount of legs on one of the species millipedes is just 22 legs. So when you say millipedes got 1,000 legs, you're probably totally wrong. But here's something that I think is just kind of nifty about millipede mating.
Okay.
The male millipede, in some instances, will actually sing and give back rubs to relax the female
Really?
while mating.
That's nice.
Millipede experts refer to this behavior as berry whiting. Some experts even speculate that berry whiting can be effective on human females.
Nice. Back rubs and singing, huh?
Science!
That's
Yes.
Well, that's it for today, little
Before
radio
you go, I
rangers.
got a quick question about millipedes, because
Certainly.
I've also heard of centipedes. Are millipedes and centipedes the same thing? Or
Not even close.
I thought maybe one was
Really?
just like in a metric.
Not even close.
rate or something.
Nope, not even close. Thanks for asking.
No relation.
Then don't ever do it again.
I'm sorry.
Our little radio rangers, what doesn't kill you generally makes you strong, except for bears and now murder hornets. I mean, come on, it's right in their name. Ranger Dan out, say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for water cooler talk with Mr. Dan Farris. Caught you a little off guard over there. Holy cow.
No pressure here.
Getting ready to take a sip of coffee.
Holy
which
cow.
instead dumped all over the studio. it looks
All right,
like.
hang on, because this is possibly the most boring thing I am ever going to share.
Oh, wow.
But it affects a lot of people. In fact, a good friend of mine had to renew his driver's license.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's happening right
He's
now.
been put on hold for, going on 3 months now because he has to do the test. He's got to go actually to the DMV, an actual station, do it in person. So, anyway, here we go. Dateline Pierre, South Dakota.
All right.
South Dakota Driver Licensing Program has just announced plans to allow services to the public through scheduled appointments at 10 exam stations starting next Monday, the 18th.
Okay.
Cool.
So if you've been struggling, you've been waiting, things are going to open up a little bit. Here's the deets. There's some street cred right there. Are you kidding? Where's my man bun? South Dakota Department of Public Safety said all exam stations will be open by appointment only. This includes Aberdeen, Brookings, Huron, Mitchell, Pierre, Rapid City, Watertown, and Yankton stations will be open Monday through Friday. The Sioux Falls facilities will be open Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Mobridge exam station is open only Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which is okay because most people in Mobridge, they don't care. Schedule an appointment. You can call the phone number. You can just jump online at DPS licensing info at state.sd.us. The most fascinating thing to me, when I moved here in the late 80s, I was running on, did I have my Wisconsin license or my Minnesota license? Let's see, which name was I using? Doesn't matter. Being in government relocation, you just kind of need a program to know what's going on. Anyway, I went to switch out my license to a South Dakota license. Now, back then, it was not instant. You didn't just get your laminated driver's license.
Oh, really?
You got a temporary 30-day permit that was handwritten out.
Okay.
Until your real license arrived in the mail.
They had to develop those, I suppose. Yeah.
They did. Yep. So it was pretty interesting. And so I got my little slip of paper, my little permit, and I walked on out of there. And I would notice a little while later, they threw it on my dresser, and I looked at it. And they had messed up my birth year by a decade.
Oh, wow.
So in other words, the state of South Dakota made me 10 years younger.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Which I thought was kind of cool. So my license got here. I looked, I went, yep, 10 years younger. So 4 years later, when I had to renew again, I went in and pointed it out to whoever I was dealing with. I said, yeah, there's a glitch thing. You're going to want to fix this. Okay. And now at that point, they were doing them right on site.
Yeah.
So I got the license, threw it in my pocket, went out in my car, took it out to look at those, because who doesn't like their driver's license photo?
Exactly.
So I looked at it
It's
and
like a
just
glamour shot.
busted out laughing because they didn't correct the year.
Ah.
So about 2 years later, I'm pulled over for speeding. Hello.
It's because they made you feel so young.
Yeah, and the trooper's checking things out. He looks at my license. He looks at me, and he looks at the license again, and he looks at me. I'm going, like, what the heck? Then it clicked, right? Because my license is I'm 10 years younger than I am. So I just looked at him. I said, yeah, I know. I've kind of lived a rough life. And we all laughed.
And he threw me in the squad car.
And then I did the field test. Can I do the alphabet backwards? Usually. So, yeah, it finally got corrected, but it took a long time to get it corrected. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my little driver's license story.
Heidi's got a fun one, too. We went in and she got her license.
I was listed as a male.
She had, they got her gender wrong.
I got my gender wrong.
It's like, I told you not to wear that outfit.
I have to get so many people through there, and they get so much done.
Yeah,
always,
going pretty quick.
Check everything again and again and again before you walk out that door.
Everything look okay in here? Except for the fact that you have me listed as a male.
Other than that,
looks good. Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
My pleasure.
Get some entertainment news out of this young man here in a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Anybody else about ready for a vacation?
This October, we're going to Cancun for an amazing event called The Sands.
Awesome music from Billy Idol, Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, and so many more.
This event happens at the end of October, so when everything blows over, we're all going to need a vacation. So join us for this one.
We've been to this event the last 3 years, met some amazing people, and it is so much fun.
Get all of the information and get your spot reserved to join us at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. Our bright spot of news today comes from Madison, South Dakota, where a middle school teacher is being praised for going above and beyond the call of duty. One of his students was having some issues with her math homework, and instead of just pawning her off to someone else, he actually went to her home and helped her by standing in the front yard using a whiteboard to figure out the algebra questions. 12-year-old Riley Anderson was having some issues with her math homework in Madison, South Dakota. And it says here that when she's asked her mom in the past, she's kind of gotten it wrong anyway. So mom isn't so great at algebra. It's okay, Mom. Neither am I. But mom and dad were both gone when this happened anyway. And when she reached out to the teacher said, I live like a block away. I'll just come down there. So brought a whiteboard, stood on the front lawn, and went through the algebra homework with this young lady and helped her figure out her math homework. How cool is that? And making national news as well. So this is making the rounds. A lot of folks talking about this. It happened back in April, but I want to say thank you to the young lady that shared this with me. Said, hey, you guys are talking about your bright spot of news, looking for positive things. How about this? This happened here in South Dakota. And you're right. It is a cool story. So a huge thank you for the young lady that shared this, but also a huge thank you to the teacher who went over and helped Riley in Madison. And that teacher, by the way, is math teacher Chris Waba in Madison, South Dakota. Today's bright spot of news brought to you by our good friends at Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
It's a tough time, but we will get through this together. If you have the means, we encourage you to participate in the gift card challenge. That's a simple thing you can do to help people around you. Just buy a gift card from one of your favorite local businesses, then use it when things get back to normal. Or be a rock star and give it to someone working on the front lines to keep us safe. Either way, when you buy the gift card, post a photo on social media with #GiftCardChallenge. Learn more at giftcardchallenge.org.
And it's time right now for a little thing we like to call some entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Give it up for the celebrities. Fabulous. I know you've all been pining for it. I know you've all been on the edge of your seat for it. I know I have.
What's that?
But he's just come out and said it, man. It's over. Game is over. Kevin Bacon has stated in no uncertain terms he will never do the Wren dance from Footloose.
Oh.
Forget, he just won't. He
Why
won't
not?
go there. He just won't. Well, he's
Done.
61 years old and
Probably can't do it anymore.
he really didn't.
I can't do it, so
Some
I couldn't
kind of
in
cool.
the 80s.
I love behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Over the weekend, I watched. It had to be. Gosh, I don't know, maybe 9 hours time. Who cares anymore? But I watched Facts of Life behind the scenes.
Tell me about that.
Which was fascinating because I never watched Facts of Life. I didn't even know what it was. But that's what my life has
I didn't even see it in the
become.
front of the scenes.
Like, let me see. I can watch the 1969 Super Bowl game again, or look,
The Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. What the heck's a tootie? All right.
I know what a tootie is. It's what my mother called it when I was a little girl.
Whoa!
I was so shocked the first time I saw that show. I was like, why did they name her that?
So fully 36 years after its glorious release, Golden Globe winner Kevin Bacon said, nah, he's not doing that dance. He's
No
just
more.
not. If you don't recall the scene in Footloose, which was an awesome movie, by the way,
It was.
Ren, his character Ren, he's in a town that you can't dance, man.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Dance.
The kids are going just bonkers, but Ren, he gets so frustrated, he gets so angry at one point that he drinks half a bottle of warm Budweiser, smokes half a cigarette, and then just dances through this warehouse to wear off some of this anger.
By himself.
And, it was a defining moment to me because I identified with
Didn't he
that.
jump on a
I identified
jump
with
on
that.
like a Volkswagen or something?
I'm always dancing
He
all over
drove
the place.
a Volkswagen whose cassette playing sound system was worth about 8 times more than that car, as I recall. And he says, you know what? It's kind of fun because it is still a thing. People will come up to him and kind of start doing a little dance. Like, maybe they can prod me to get going, but he just says, no, he's not going there. During the filming of that movie, he had 2 stunt doubles.
Oh, really?
And 2 dance doubles.
Wow.
He said at one point leading up to that warehouse thing when they were getting that filmed, he says along with him, the 2 stunt doubles, 2 dance doubles, there were 5 of us standing there in the exact same outfits.
Oh, funny.
That scene. So I thought that, oh boy.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, so there you go. And Footloose, it got remade once or twice?
Once, and it was horrifying.
But you've never even seen it.
I heard what they did to the Footloose song, and that was enough for me, John.
I love how you just say that the movie was terrible. You mean that movie you've never seen?
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Well.
Footloose, the original, in case you don't know, went on to earn 10 times its original $8 million budget.
Nice.
Wow.
Had a great soundtrack, which it did. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's hard to go up and down the dial and not hear Kenny Loggins.
It did. It was an amazing soundtrack.
Song.
It was very nice. Well, Dan, thank you for coming in, man.
Memories.
Let's go watch Facts of Life now.
Memories. Hey, you know what? Some of those people didn't get along.
Really?
Yeah, because I watched behind the scenes thing.
I know you did.
I feel like I'm repeating myself.
I remember that part from 2 minutes ago.
Is this like yesterday? What are we doing?
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Okay, sure.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you exclusively by Sioux Falls Notary. Sioux Falls Notary is excited to help you. We have many happy customers, like Josh. What was your experience like?
By far the best notary experience I've ever had.
So have you ever worked with any other notary in the past?
Never used a notary before, no.
What was the most memorable part of working with Sioux Falls Notary?
Heidi Jean was so well dressed, it made me wish I would have wore pants.
Come as you are with your notary needs. Sioux Falls Notary will meet or beat any other notary offer.
I was very impressed they actually honored my homemade coupon I brought from home.
Call Heidi Jean at 605-933-1980. Formerly 99-cent notary, 98-cent notary, $1.25 notary, anytime notary, Notary World, and Yes Sirree Notary.
Now, more than ever, you need a credit card that offers what you need. Some cards have high rates. Some have annual fees. Some are just not very good. Usually people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes. You may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card probably won't tell you, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Wednesday, the 13th of May. The equities market may have ended its rebound. Tuesday's action confirmed resistance at the April high and points to lower prices over the next few days. On a technical basis, the late-day sell-off on Tuesday created what traders call an outside day, or a dark cloud cover. Both patterns begin with price action above the previous day's high and ends with a drop that closes below the previous day's low. The nagging question on Wall Street's mind is what will come of the reopening. With more than half of the 50 states executing some form of phased reopening, there is sure to be a surge in COVID-19 cases. What the market wants to know is how severe the surge will be and if another lockdown is on the way. Two things that are impossible to know until they happen. Until then, investors will be watching for this week's key economic reports, the weekly jobless claim figures, and April's retail sales numbers. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.